a 6-shot swing as far as bowl placement, and as far as points, a 36-point swing.
That's a good shot there from Nathan Wilson. You're not going to get much closer.
In for second.
Especially first go at it.
So what can they get out of this? The Falcons, as I said, points now. If the game's lost, it's all about points. There's Marnie again.
Fair effort there from Pidge as well. It could be close to second shot.
Yeah, hard to tell, and that's the response from Dean River as well, just saying, look, unsure, but certainly in the mix. At the moment, we've got it as first and third with the Stars, but I feel like there'll be a measure. We'll see what Nathan Wilson does here with his final bowl and the final bowl of this fourth end. He's pretty good with his first attempt.
He's trying to land the bowl.
Yeah. It's going to miss. So we'll just have this confirmed. I don't know if it's going to be the volume of points that the Falcons really need. And all off the back of some wonderful bowling from the skip. There it is, confirmed. 68 plays 37. And that's after 4 completed ends. So the Falcons need to find a way to get 26 points out of this end. It wouldn't be enough to win, but it'll be enough for a bonus point. If that's their line of thinking at the moment, as David Motu steps to the mat. Just touches is what they need here early.
Yeah, you're spot on, Benny. When you get to this sort of stage of the match, now that that bonus point has been introduced this event, it's something that you can almost set your mind, and that's as your goal.
Yeah.
68 is probably too far away, especially considering the the star power of the Southern Stars with their touches. So you've just got to be looking to set it yourself at that 63. Still, 26 points is quite a lot to score in one end.
Yeah, it is, and not a bad first upsider from Dean River. Just couldn't quite get it to the jack. So now it's back to Motu. This is looking good. Turning. Will it take a touch? It does. Brilliant play by David Motu. 3 more the way of the Southern Stars. And they're thinking the other way, Greeny. They're thinking we want to win by as much as we possibly can. They're a long way behind with the points differential. But if they could gain 40 or 50 here, who knows? This is a nice response, though, from Dean River. Oh, so close to getting a little shave of the jack on the way through.
Benny, there's been a big turnaround in the Raptors Dandenong Club Blue match.
Yeah.
Dandenong Club Blue now lead 47-34. With Deer Park Blue leading 57-30.
That would turn on this from Motu.
You'd see Dandenong Club Orange drop out and Dandenong Club Blue head into the top 6.
I'd reckon after the week they've had, if they could get through to a prelim, sneak in Dandenong Club Blue, they would be a very, very interesting team to watch this afternoon here at the Dandenong Club. Oh, just misses again. He's been dreadfully unlucky. Dean River probably earned, or could have earned, at least 6 points through touches. But it wasn't to be, and the lead shot goes the way of the Stars, who are now double the Falcons' score, leading by 37 with half an end to play. Warilla have rounded out a win over North Queensland, so they will finish the minor premiers of this section. A couple of other matches not far off finishing. Brett Marnie just promotes his forward. And they're in for an ultimate end at this stage. Are the Southern Stars.
And Benny just got word then from our production team that there were a couple of issues with the
It's still, again, very humid, very muggy. There he goes, a little bit more conservative this time. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. He's cleared everything out, but it's going to still end up as an ultimate end, is it? I think so, yeah. Once you replace the jack there to the tee. And no real change to the order of things. So big win, the Stars, 92-37 there, Greeny. And that won't hurt their points differential at all. A slim chance to make it, but this is going to be fascinating to see what the table looks like in about, maybe 3 or 4 minutes' time when these other matches are completed.
And what it will do is it'll see Melbourne Falcons go from plus 59 to just plus 4 with their point differential.
Yep. It could not have gone much worse for the Falcons.
There's your current scores on screen. You see them as we do.
Yep. The Colts have won. So they're going to stay in touch of that top 2. Again, I don't think that's going to budge with Elmwood. Well, they've just closing stages. They lead by 15 against Port Sorell Sharks. So I think they're probably going to hang on there. Dandenong Club Orange, no, they're down 25 at the moment to Deer Park Blue and Dandenong Club Blue. That's an interesting one and a watch. They lead by 15 against the Raptors. Raptors holding first and third, but now only holding first, so that wouldn't be enough. So a couple of those matches very close to wrapping up. And even Deer Park Blue, courtesy of their pretty solid points differential, they are a chance to maybe jump up to maybe 7th and give themselves a live show going into the last round, which I think, speaking to Jay by Norris yesterday, I don't think they were even remotely thinking playoffs were an opportunity.
Yeah, I think it might have been a little bit hard on yourself after yesterday, but it wasn't their best day for either of the Deer Park sides. But they've had a clean sheet so far today. And there's going to be plenty of movement, Benny. We always say it, plenty of movement. But generally it's sort of, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. From here it's 3rd, 2nd and 3rd, right down to the 11th spot.
Well, what we have coming up next here on our TV rink, though, Chris Green, is a preliminary final before the preliminary start. Golden State and Exodus, 7th and 10th respectively in Section B. Golden State are outside the top 6 by points differential, and only 1 point behind them, Exodus in 10th place. It shows the closeness of that. Really, anything from 6th down to 10th, there are still opportunities, live opportunities for any one of those teams. And you look at the points differential: Golden State +9, Broadbeach +2, Deer Park Club Gold -8, Exodus -13. So there's nothing in that as well. Bonus points have come into play. Some draws have come into play. But really, this is effectively a final before the final start.
Yeah, spot on there, Benny. And there is going to be a number of those matches. And the beauty is we're going to be able to see one right here. We saw a couple of big bowls from Dan Lemez to get them into the finals of Event 2.
Yeah.
And Exodus, they're just teetering either way here, Benny. You just don't know whether it's going to be just inside the finals or just outside. And 95% of you thinks it's going to be inside because that's always where they land.
So Elmwood have beaten Port Sorell 74-61, and as it stands, the Raptors and Dandenong Club, while it's Dandenong leading 60-48, with the Raptors holding first and second, that's currently projected for a tie. Just a toucher now to Dandenong Club, so the Blue go out by 15. And on Rink 3, Deer Park Blue 65, Dandenong Club Orange 46, but holding an ultimate end, Dandenong Club Orange, that would see them fall 1 short, even if it stays the same way. So,
but they would grab that one bonus point.
They would grab the bonus point, and that could be very, very important. We are underway on our TV ring with Exodus, Matty Bouse, Aaron Sheriff, up against Golden State, Daniel Christie and Dan Lemez.
Well, it looked like Dandenong Club actually got a toucher with their final bowl there, which wasn't added on, which has been added on. So if they hold that first, second and third, they'll actually clinch victory.
And Dandenong Club Blue have just been beaten 66-63 by the Raptors. So that's probably them done.
And it's been an ultimate end for Dandenong
Oh,
Club
wow.
Orange. 67 defeated Deer Park Club Blue 65.
So both Dandenong clubs had ultimate ends, but are on the opposite ends of the result in their fifth and final ends against their opponents. That's astounding, isn't it? So huge for Orange, because we'll see the table change again. They'll go back inside the top six. So the Raptors were there for all of about 3.5 seconds. Dandenong will go to 15 points. And now you look at that table. So Dandenong Club Blue are done. They cannot make the finals. Deer Park Club Blue, likewise, too far back. So now the race for the top six in that section, there are only, and gee, I'd hazard a guess, unless the Southern Stars won by a cricket score, it's down to a race in 7 now. So it's either going to be Orange, the Falcons, or the Raptors that have 2 spots to fill, and you can't fit 3 into 2.
Yeah, it's really tightened up there.
So that's fascinating as far as Section A is concerned. And while we're going to be transfixed with what evolves here on our TV rink in this Section B match, Section A just about set in stone, but lots to play for in that final round. I'm just having a look at their respective opponents, so that's interesting. Southern Stars take on Dandenong Club Blue, who are basically, well, they're done and dusted. They cannot make it. The NCE Raptors, they meet the St John's Park Saints, who are bottom of the table and have nothing to play for.
Well, that's where Dandenong Club Blue can look after their fellow Dandenong Club Orange side and really help them out.
And Orange and the Falcons, they meet. They play each other in that final round.
One of them's got to stay. Here we go. Daniel Christie, Dan Lemez, nearing the conclusion of the first end here for Golden State. The score's 3 apiece. Matty Bouse leading up for Aaron Sheriff. Dan the man Lemez, can he get all the way there? Even any of his orange? No, he's floated underneath. Big chance here, opening end for a Superloop ultimate end if Sheriff can get a toucher of his own.
It's just to reiterate the importance of this game for both of these teams.
Needs to hurry here, Benny. It's pretty close.
It's going to get in, is it? Yep.
Well, look at that for a shot.
So as it stands, Golden State 7th on 13 points. The Western Wolves above them on 13 points as well, but a shot differential of 50. Exodus are on 12 and at minus 13. So suggest the loser of this one will find it too hard come the final round. Roma Black as well in 5th. They're on 15 points, but far from secure in the top 6. Beyond that, it looks like the top 4 is pretty much sorted. And that's a great start for Exodus in this one. They lead 19-8 after one completed end. The Adelaide Heat and the UBC Wildcard team, both with 6 wins, 3 losses and a bonus point.
Yeah, very handy bonus point as well.
But then you look at the Superloop challenges, and they've all got the similar points differential, but it is just the bonus point that is keeping Superloop challenges in that 3rd spot.
It's incredible too, Benny. You look at their differential. So the top 3 teams in Section B, plus 35, plus 31, plus 36. Now let's have a look at, well, we'll have a look at the top 2 in Section A, plus 231 and plus 169. And incredibly, Flemken Colts in 3rd, minus 35.
Yeah. What it tells us is this section, Section B, has been very even. And we can tell that by the fact there isn't really a runaway leader or 2. That's a great start from Daniel Christie to this second end. No runaway leaders in the group. Still plenty of jostling for spots 1 through 6. And you know, even you look at Bundoora, who we spoke with Tony Chavello yesterday, had been so close in some of their losses. They've only got a minus of 42. Bouse with the instant response, much to the delight of Lee Schreiner. It's, yeah, very even competition, this one, this Section B in Event 3 here at UBC 2024, thanks to Superloop.
Pretty good reply here from Daniel Christie. Can he get all the way down to the shot bowl of Bouse? He does.
Yeah.
Tit for tat here.
So 22-11. This is not happy with that one. Matty Bouse, he kicked one of Aaron Sheriff's bowls away in a little bit of disgust. And margin is 11, but it will only be 11 for another 5 or 6 seconds because that's a lead shot at the crossover for Golden State.
Yeah, handy little flick there.
And he's up and about, Dan Lemez, as he skips his way, dances his way down the rink, ready to unleash 3 of his bowls as skip of this Golden State side. See our very own Sarah Ashby looking after the shot clock and looking very enthused about it.
I'm surprised to see Sarah awake. I think she had a Christmas do to go to yesterday.
Did at a brewery, no less.
Well,
it's a great start from Omar there. Also have it on good authority. She's not overly thrilled with the paparazzi that have been marauding around the Dandenong club over the past 3 or 4 days because an image of Sarah immediately following the wrong bias incident of 2024 has made its way onto the social media. Just to have it there for eternity, that's what unfolded. But as we've spoken about, not the only player this week to fall victim to the old dreaded wrong bias.
yeah, an illustrious club with
Is it Jeremy Henry?
world champions Jeremy Henry and Gary Lawson.
Yeah.
So she's in that club. She's also, maybe that's why she's doing the shot clock here, because last time she played on the TV rink, she actually scored more touches than Trainer and Sheriff combined in
some
one
mind
match.
games out here. I'm not sure what's to be gained from them, but
Yeah.
hey, perhaps. I will say that of the 3 players that have done it, none have been on the TV rink. I think that would be a hard one to live down because having it captured for the entire audience to see.
Play
you
over
can get
and over
away
again.
with it over on ring 6. It's probably excusable over there. So the setup at the moment is Exodus have shot 2nd and 3rd with Golden State, and both of the skips here, starting with Aaron Sheriff, have 1 to come. Big game for both teams, crucial game for both teams. If they have playoff aspirations, Aaron Sheriff just popping that one out the back to own the tee. She'll do just. So, Dan the man, Dan Lemez.
Maybe sticking on his backhand, that confident sort of weight. Looking to promote that front orange nearest to the jack. Just needs to get down.
Not going to, I don't think. So, almost a break even there, really, between the 2 teams. That second end, Exodus will extend their lead from 8 to 10. 32 plays 22, and I think that's a good opportunity, Chris Green, to head around the rinks because some all-important matches that are unfolding as we speak.
Yeah, Deer Park Club Gold 22 are in front of Moama Green 8. The Wolves 21 in front of Superloop 6. Adelaide, they continue in their merry ways. 18 leaders over Bundoora 6. The Phoenix 23 over Moama Black 13.
Interesting.
And the Bulls 18 and hold 1st, 2nd and 3rd, lead the wildcard 6.
The wildcard team, they'll make the playoffs, but they really need to win one of their last 2 to give themselves a shot at a quarter-final berth.
Well, the closeness of that section, Benny, is potentially they can actually still miss the top 6. Incredibly.
It is true. It would take a series of unfortunate results if you're cheering on the wildcard team. But, yeah, you're right, and that's the evenness of this group that, nothing is set in stone. And even teams that are currently 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, no reason why they can't still finish in the top 2. Looks like Adelaide Heat will the way they're tracking at the moment, will do enough. But, yeah, a lot to play out in this last round and a half of sectional matches.
Yeah, Matty Bouse just doing Matty Bouse things here. Just that nice, solid, steady platform. Daniel Christie's had a really good week as well, though, for Golden State.
Aaron asking it to come.
Chance here for Golden State's Christie. Draw the shot. You'd love a toucher and the shot.
See how this goes as it starts to make its journey towards the jack. Not sure it's going to get down in time, but might work in for shots.
Yeah, it'd be close.
Just
Matty
hoping
Bouse
that would
didn't
fall.
really even have a look at it there.
No, I think he's happy to acknowledge that as shot. Just wait for the confirmation from our scorers. There it is. So margin back to 7. And the Phoenix are doing a bit of a number on Moama Black. Phoenix 11th. And Moama Black currently sitting in 5th, and they're far from safe. So that's a great start from Omar, and just took a little touch, a little feather on the way through, so instantly cancels out the 3 shots that Golden State accrued from the crossover.
Yeah, Super Bowl there from Sheriff. Know what else is super? Superloop's NBN plans. Check them out at superloop.com.
So 1 through 10 in this section, those spots are far from decided. Always know when you get a call come through, Greenie, from a different state, a different town that you've never heard of, that something clearly is amiss. So I'll just let that one go through to the keeper.
No outstanding warrants?
Not that I'm aware of. I think I've paid up all my debts. That's another great bowl there from Aaron Sheriff. He is well and truly on top of his game here at the moment. Probably didn't have a great day. I think fair to say Exodus didn't have a great day yesterday. Mind you, they've been so good and so consistent over the first 4 days of competition here. They could be forgiven for having one bad day. Here he is with his 3rd and final of this 3rd end. Currently holding 1st and 2nd shot.
Yeah, it's a big thing with Exodus too. You can't write them off. If they're mathematically possible,
Oh, yeah.
then anything's possible, because you know their scoring power. If they say 70-point differential behind, and you can almost back them to come out one game and win by 80 if they need to do it to get in. Dan Lemez following this bowl. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Great effort.
Brilliant effort there.
Great effort. He's frustrated because he knows it was, I hope he knows it was a great effort. It just didn't quite get the luck they need. And against a team like Exodus, well, we know you need that luck. 50-28. So despite some solid bowling from Golden State, they find themselves 22 in arrears. Quite incredibly, even with UBC wildcard behind at the moment, the teams that are chasing them, Superloop, Moama Green, Moama Black, all trailing at the moment. So they're losing and winning at the same time, if that makes sense. Long way to go, of course, but...
Well, that's what all that hard work early on when they went 6-0. And what that does do is it sets up that opportunity where, okay, you might have a loss later on, but if there's teams chasing you and then they lose as well,
yeah,
put you in the box seat.
So Bouse in closest with his first. This looks like it's on track as well to get even closer and perhaps even a touch. It's not quite going to have the petrol, but it's another solid start from the Exodus lead, Matt Bouse. Of course, Exodus already with a title this week. Another deep run in Event 2. Daniel Christie will just roll past, and great line. Just his weight, but Perhaps a chance for Exodus to extend their lead here.
Yeah, what Dandenong is looking for, he's looking for that toucher, so Biasi will be looking to get right through his own two as well. Look at that for a positional bowl. Really good areas. Spot on. Keep your weight. Dandenong's got to keep his weight here. Must get a toucher. He's kept the weight.
He's definitely kept the weight. Now it's turning. Now it's coming. Is it going to get there in time? Not quite. So another 3 to Exodus. They march on, leading now by 25. Around the rinks, Deer Park Gold 33, lead Moama 27. That's Moama Green. The Wolves and Superloop, that's closed right up. 29-28, the Western Wolves lead. Adelaide 33 over Bundoora 15. The Phoenix 57. Comfortable leaders at the moment over Moama Black 30. And the Bulls 34, leading the wild card 14, nearing the end of 3 completed ends in that one.
Yeah, and as you'd expect, once again, Aaron Sheriff right in the area.
Yeah, well, Exodus know here they can put the game to bed and guarantee the win with a really strong fourth end, holding a Superloop Ultimate as we speak.
Weight here from Dan on his forehand. He's in the air. He just needs to hold. We do know his bowls run away.
Oh, yeah.
One of those games, half a bowl here, half a bowl there.
So now to Sheriff. Going to pop one out the back. He knows the plan now here for Golden State and what they're looking to execute. So countering that by just having a little protection near the tee. Let's see what Dan the Man can do here. Less weight this time. Can he disrupt the order of things at the front? This looks
Here he
good.
comes.
Straight through the middle, isn't it? Oh, that's incredible.
Oh.
That is incredible from
Dan the Man.
Yep. He gets a toucher, first and second shot. Yeah, that's brilliant, and that forces Sheriff now to play with weight. But look at this, Chris Green. Oh,
he's ruined his own.
Nearly. I thought that was for all money going to clear out those 2 Golden State bowls.
How has got past the shot bowl there?
Now, 2 bowls ago, they were down an ultimate end, Golden State. And if, well, Dan just pops this one somewhere in the vicinity, it doesn't even have to be really that close, they will walk away with an ultimate end of their own. And it will be game on as we approach the 5th and final end. Unbelievable turn of events here on the TV rink. Just follow this down. Has he done enough?
Yeah, Matty's already kicking the bowls away.
Yeah. Well, he already had it anyway, so it didn't
The
matter.
bounce man.
It did not matter. So look at that scoreboard. Superloop Ultimate End, the way of Golden State. Superpowers, Superheroes, Superloop, and Super Dan the Man coming up big there. With great power comes great connectivity. Refresh your internet with Superloop. And we are dead set game on here with so much to play for both these teams. Exodus 53, Golden State 49.
Yeah, I thought Dandenong had to get shot with his final bowl on that fourth end, but they've done enough there with the ultimate end. It's very rare that anyone will score an ultimate end against Exodus.
Yeah. So important the leads get off to a strong start here. And Matt Bouse has done exactly that. Almost the touch. Does it fall? Not quite. That's a great start. We'll head around the rinks again shortly. This match will finish up before our outside rinks do, so it'll give us a good chance to monitor the movement in this Section B.
And plenty of movement, that's for sure.
Yeah. One round of matches left for both Section A and Section B. After this, we've got Deer Park Club Blue and the Port Sorell Sharks here on our TV rink. Oh, look at this. Matt Bouse.
A little bit of Matt Bouse brilliance there.
Yeah. puts it out by 7. Saw a comment on our socials after event 1 that maybe Maddie had a bit of an armchair ride through to that title. Well, that is absolute nonsense. It's an incredible part of this Exodus team, and with bowls like that, you can see why. Now, just going to drop underneath there from Dandenong, unfortunately. You can see what he was trying to do. That will stay in play. Who knows, might become important later on in this end. And indeed this match. Bouse has spotted that, and he'll try and put one right on the tee here.
Yeah, that's the perfect leading. Look at that, right on the tee there. The lead crossover shot. They will be holding a 10-point lead as well.
So seeing a big result emerge at the moment. Ring 3, Superloop have gone whooshka. 49-29 over the Wolves. So they win that, which it looks as though they will. And Wildcard drop their game, which it also looks like they will. Superloop will find themselves inside the top 2.
The Wolves will be outside the top 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Adelaide and Bundora's tightened up ever so slightly as well. And Phoenix leading Moama Black, but that's got a little bit tighter. Lot to play out. We'll give you some scores shortly, but...
Well, remarkably, Western Wolves could jump from 6th to 10th.
Yeah, well, would that be a jump or would that be a fall?
Well, they'll be jumping off the ladder.
So now to the skips. Aaron Sheriff, Dan Lemez, 10 the margin. And the rest of the competition watches with interest to see if Exodus, I don't know if I like the term the sleeping giant, certainly of event 3, are they about to awaken here? Who knows, maybe even find themselves inside the top 6.
They always find a way. And right now, Dan the man, he's wants to say, I'll do one for the whole...
Oh, yeah.
I'll do one for all the teams here, and let me play a couple of big bowls and get a win.
Kicked out there in frustration. It, for a split second, looked as though it was going to do enough to turn into the jack. So, again, Aaron just setting this one out wide.
Benny, Exodus play bottom of the table Bundoora in the last match.
Yeah.
So, a win here gets them right on the edge.
Yeah, it sure does. Wildcard are down 25, but they're holding an ultimate end nearing the conclusion of the 4th end. So if they can maintain that, they're all of a sudden back in, and they do.
Huge end. Huge end for the wildcard side against the Bulls.
They now only trail by 7. They did trail by 25, and now trail by 7 going into the 5th and final end. So it just changes every 30 seconds here at the Dandenong Club. Fortunately, again, Dan unable to impact those front 2. So Exodus look likely winners here, but...
We know the importance here too, Benny, with the for and against. So Aaron must draw this.
Well, I was going to say they look the likely winners. They will be the winners, because I thought Dan maybe had one more to fire, but he doesn't. This is it for Aaron Sheriff and this match. I think that's got the legs. And it's going to not quite get for 3rd. I don't think so. But importantly for Exodus, they win. They stay alive. They're definitely in the hunt. And we'll get that confirmed shortly, the final score. But what it will do momentarily is see them into the top 6. Whether they stay there is a different story. 74-52 the final score. And while you keep an eye on the standings, Chris Green, we'll keep an eye on the scores from around other rinks. Deer Park Gold, they're looking comfortable. 22 shot leaders over Moama Green with an end to play. Superloop 49 lead the Wolves 32, but the Wolves do hold 1st and 2nd. Adelaide are 25 clear of Bundoora with an end to play. Moama Black, well, they have finished with an ultimate end to defeat the Phoenix 80-67. So That's a massive result because they were looking very nervous there at one stage, Moama Black, of falling outside the top 6. And the wild card 40 trail the Bulls 47 with half an end to play.
I've just had a look at the lineups too for the wild card and the Bulls. So Michael Stevenson is leading for the wild card and Jared Davies, who's leading for the Bulls, actually play together on pennant, as you suggest, on the Saturday at Essendon.
So Moama Black with that win are up to 4th. Exodus are inside the top 6. The Western Wolves, Broadbeach Bulls, even Deer Park Club Gold could go past them, could go beyond them if they win their matches. The Wolves have just taken the lead over Superloop, 53-49. So they've had a big 4th end there as well.
Yeah, it's all to play for them.
Wildcard are back within 1. Half an end to play there. And Deer Park Gold, with that differential, if it stays somewhere like it is now, they will also go above Exodus. So stunning results as it stands. Deer Park have just added another toucher, so they go further in front. We're about to see this top 6 change completely in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, only half an end remain. Oh, further 3 there for Deer Park.
Yep. Suggests they're well and truly winning that.
The Wolves, this lead crossover in the Wolves versus Superloop match is going to be huge. The margin at the moment 4. Whoever gets it, it's either going to be back to 1 difference or it'll be out to 7. Adelaide 62.
Yeah, they're home.
They are home.
So they will stay top of the table. Wildcard trail by 1 against the Bulls. 3 bowls to play there. That's over on the far rink, rink 6. So trying to read some body language. Not that easy from this far away. And there are, having a look behind Jared Davies, 3 bowls to come, 2 to play for the Bulls. Wildcard hold first shot. The Bulls hold second and third, which would be enough for them to win.
Yes.
Excluding any touches.
There's always that clause there with the touches.
Just watching the reaction of Davies, who sent down his second last bowl. No, didn't look like a great reaction. We see there Superloop and the Wolves. Wolves have first, Superloop second, and it's split for third. Still plenty to play out there. Deer Park are 22 clear, holding an ultimate end. So they're winning that. Adelaide winning their match. And just repeating, of course, the winners so far, Exodus over Golden State in this round of matches, and also Moama Black have come from the clouds with a Superloop ultimate end to outlast the Phoenix 80-67.
Yeah, Wolves just edging away here. Got the lead crossover. Superloop would, they were in control of that match pretty much the whole way, but as you said, that big 4th end, the Wolves.
Now, looking at the situation with the wild card and the Bulls, so timeout's been called, I can see from Jared Davies over there. With the final bowl, the way it's set up now, Greenie, if my maths is right, the Bulls win by 1.
So,
is that right? Or no, they lose by 1.
Yeah, so they'd get to 55.
And the wild card would go to 56. So watching the reaction, and there's a shake of their head and a shake of the hand. I think maybe the wild card have got up here. This is massive. And there it is.
Spot on, 56-55. So that secures a finals berth for the UBC wildcard. And what it does, it'll secure the top 2.
And Adelaide Heat likewise, who are about to win. So your top 2 is set now in Section B. That is stunning. We're just waiting for the Western Wolves Superloop result because that is still to play out. The Wolves could go into the 6 at the expense of Exodus. Broadbeach are going to stay outside the top 6. That's heartbreaking for them. They were oh so close.
Well, Deer Park Club Gold, they'll actually jump into the top 6 with this result. Well, potentially not now, because that last, obviously a big end there from Moama Green.
Oh, yeah, it has
So it's only a 4-point margin, so they'll actually jump up to 7th because of the for and against from Exodus and the last end we saw here on the TV ring.
Yeah, that's amazing that. as we get set for Deer Park Club Blue and Port Sorell Sharks here on our TV rink, which can't be too far away. In fact, probably no reason why players aren't out here getting ready. They're probably all too transfixed in what's happening on the outside rinks. You can see James Pearce is here. He's ready to go. And actually, we've got a couple of players here present, so...
Yeah, the boys, they're ready.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, there we go.
Deer Park Club Blue.
Jay By's here as well, so...
I think they were all enthralled with the other matches as well. They were fully focused on those to see what the results were.
Absolutely don't blame them whatsoever, because it is quite captivating. But we do have Deer Park Club Blue, Port Sorell Sharks, and we are underway. I think we're just waiting for the...
We've got Cody Marshall leading up for Port Sorell Sharks.
Cody's here. Just waiting to see who.
James Pearce and Jay By Norris for Deer Park Blue. And there's Bailey. So he was up in the grandstand watching the other results.
He was. And can be forgiven. Very exciting stuff unfolding here on day 2 of event 3. So again, we've almost finished the confirmation as far as Section B is concerned. But what we can tell you, in a UBC first, it's a great start here from Pearce. Gets the first points on the board in this contest. The UBC wildcard team will be through to a quarter-final, Chris Green, which is just fantastic. Adelaide Heat likewise. So they've continued their very consistent week, semi-final, a preliminary final, and now, at worst, a quarter-final.
Yeah, I think the big news there for the UBC is that direct entry too, that they bypass the prelims.
Yep. So not only are they going to get the great experience here this week at the Dandenong Club, they're going to get a couple of dollars in their pocket as well. The UBC wildcard team, which is just fantastic. And there's...
I'll trade out for the great,
thanks,
the great man, the UBC CEO, Mark Casey.
Thanks, Greenie. I'm looking forward to talking to Case about what's just unfolded, because he, like so many others, was captivated by what was happening out on the far rinks here at the Dandenong Club. And we've just had the confirmation of those round 10 matches all complete now. And Mark Casey joins us. Case, well, we got dizzy watching those results as they were coming through, the score updates and the way that the table was moving. And what we can confirm, and we've just been speaking about, is the amazing news that the UBC wildcard team will go straight through to a quarter-final, along with the Adelaide Heat, who've had an amazing week first up for them appearing here at the UBC. But looks like you were over there with a couple of the Moama teams and just enjoying it as much as we were here from our commentary position.
Yeah, Benny, there was plenty of action. Deer Park Gold were up against Moama Green. Deer Park just got over the line there. It was a fantastic game. Could have gone either way.
And they're a live show going into the final round.
Still think it's a small chance. Got Exodus in 7th spot.
Yeah, and Exodus had Bundura to finish.
Yeah.
Deer Park will take on the Broadbeach Bulls, who themselves are a very outside chance.
But Deer Park would need to beat Broadbeach, and they would need Moama Black to beat the Western Wolves. So,
yeah,
still possible.
No, I think it's more than possible. So just having a look at the start of this one, Port Sorell holding an ultimate end and an early lead, 6-3 over Deer Park Blue. And I suppose after all of that excitement, we do now have to shift our attention over to Section A just to give everyone an insight as to this match. Port Sorell currently sitting in 4th. The top 2 is set for this section as well. Warilla and Elmwood Park Saints will go straight through to the quarterfinals, but Port Sorell really can't go any higher than 4th, but they can also miss out altogether if results go against them and they lose this contest to Dandenong to Deer Park, I should say. So still plenty to play for, even if it is a dead rubber for Deer Park. But again, I think the story out of this group, from a disappointing point of view, has been Dandenong Club Blue, who once again will miss out and go 0 from 3 across the events this week.
Yeah, it's quite surprising. Combination of Gary Kelly and Barry Lester, particularly It's proven, and it's just not quite at its best this week, which, as I say, it's surprising, but it can happen. Quality of the field, if you're just not right on top of your game, doesn't take much to chalk up those early losses, and then it makes it hard to get back in. On a more positive note, Dandenong Club, the Orange team, is still in the hunt there in 6th spot. So
yeah, and if they win, they're through. They're taking on the Melbourne Falcons, so the equation is really simple for them. Just win, and unless the NCE Raptors were to record a massive win, I say massive, but anything more than sort of 25, 26 points better than whatever Dandenong Club Orange can achieve, they could be overtaken on differential. But having a look at the Raptors, they're taking on St John's Park Saints. So, yeah, perhaps there's an opportunity there for NCE. They need to win and win big. Melbourne Falcons themselves are not exactly home and hosed either. So lots to play out in this section, even if the top two are locked away. And for Port Sorell Sharks, as we said, just want to win to shore up 4th spot. If you can't make top 2, you just want to make sure you finish and qualify as high as possible. And they'll be through to another preliminary final appearance. Those preliminaries, of course, underway from 2 o'clock this afternoon. And our live streaming to resume from 4 o'clock when we get the quarterfinals underway. And we'll see a little bit of history made tonight, as we've touched on, with the UBC wildcard team in one of those 4 quarterfinals. And with the way they've bowled, Case, who's to say they might not go a little deeper into the event than just a quarter?
Oh, absolutely. They've been in a really tough group too, and they've been in all the games. Michael Stevenson, we keep talking about Michael, and out of this third event, he's probably been the player of the event, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking forward to watching them play tonight.
So this is Jay by Norris now, looking to just slide under that orange. I don't think he's going to get there. Just promotes that orange bowl forward, but it's currently 1st and 2nd shot with the Sharks.
The Deer Park Blue team started the morning off well. I think they were 26 or 27 up. 1 bowl to go in that last end. And they end up losing, which has taken them out of the competition. But a win there,
would have changed everything.
Give them a chance, So probably still a little bit flat.
Had a solid week nonetheless, much like their counterparts at Deer Park Gold. It's been some really good moments. Probably a little bit of a flat finish, but overall, pretty successful week. Currently, the Sharks holding shot here and 2nd. And also holding themselves a 24-shot lead.
Yeah, it could be a big start here. They held on to these shots. J-Boy's only got 1 to go. And as we can see, it's not easy. Might get through the hole here for another. He does.
Yeah, great bowling from Bailey Bellchambers. This young Port Sorell Sharks team have impressed everyone this week. And will make it through to another round of preliminary finals. Give themselves a chance at an appearance on the TV rink later tonight. Wait from J-Bye. Going to clear out 1, 2, and he cleared out 1 of the scoring bowls. And it will finish 1-2 Port Sorell, and the 3rd shot bowl to Deer Park Blue. I'd head around just quickly, Case, and have a look at some of the other scores. The Stars 30 leading Dandenong Club Blue 18. The Stars would need to win by, well, lots, and hope that a few results go their way, but it would be some sort of an escape for them after a slow start. The Raptors 16, St John's 8. Well, we know what's in it for the Raptors. Just have to win and win well. The Falcons 16 lead Dandenong Club Orange 8. That's a huge game, that one.
Yep.
North Queensland 22 leading the Flemken Colts 8. Flemken knowing they can't make it into that top 2, so it's a bit of a dead rubber for them. And Elmwood 14 leading Warilla 13. Likewise, the Gorillas, they are safe as houses, finishing on top of the table. Elmwood 1 and 2 there, so it's really a bit of bragging rights heading into those quarterfinals that's up for grabs.
It's really the Falcons and Dandenong Club Orange. That's the one we'll keep an eye on.
Yep.
The winner will stay in, and the loser, well, there's a chance of them falling out.
Yeah, big chance. So now with Pearce and running away with this one early, the Sharks. Another toucher going the way of Cody Marshall. So it's 45-6. And they're holding shot as well.
The Sharks will use this game as a bit of a lead-up for tonight too. They will have to play on the other rinks in the prelim final, but if they were to advance into the quarters, they'll be on this rink, so it's always a good opportunity to be on that rink on the same day as the finals. And so far, they're not putting a foot wrong.
No. No, they look very, very comfortable. Expecting a really good night, fun night of bowls. Friday night here in Dandenong. We'll get plenty of people along. Unfortunately, we might find ourselves without any Dandenong representation, depending on how the team from Orange go at the moment, trailing 22-11, but holding an ultimate end, nearing the conclusion of that second end. So let's hope they can maybe sneak in from a locals point of view, but come along and enjoy an exciting night of bowls with $32,000 prize for the winners going up.